My point to you is it brings out in a way the limitations of the Places of Worship Act 1991, on which you and the petitioners have staged a lot of store. That you believe that this act means complete status quo in all matters on all existing places of worship. The court seems to suggest, and there are many other, let's for a moment keep the court aside, there are many legal scholars who suggest that just relying on Places of Worship Act is a dangerous narrative to take. What you should instead be looking at is an interfaith dialogue. That will resolve such contentious issues. Because tomorrow if the survey finds more and more motives that suggest there was a temple there, how are you going to combat it?
We'll go to the courts of law. These sort of cases are a test case for the courts of law to stand up and deliver justice. What interfaith dialogue? Let me give an example. Mathura, 1968, agreement has been done between Muslims and Hindus. The Muslims Muslims gave away the land of Eidgah, on which a magnificent temple has been constructed. The Muslims even took off the debris of that controversial staircase. The Muslims even changed the Parnala or the Danish line. This was taken to the court, and after 55 years you go to court and say, no, nothing doing, we want to hold Eidgah. What interfaith dialogue? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to lie down and so that you can walk all over me? Then let us say we will not believe in Constitution. We will not believe in 1991 Act, which the Supreme Court has elevated to the status of basic structure. No government of the day can tinker with basic structure that was laid down clearly in Keshavananda Bharati.
Are you very clear that are we very clear that Places of Worship is basic structure? Are you very clear that Places of Worship Act is basic structure?
Yes, it is, and it was upheld by the Supreme Court in Babri Masjid judgment. Paragraph number 83, the Supreme Court categorically stated that. And the intent, what was the intent of the Parliament? That 15th August 1947 period end. What was the statement of objects of 91 Act? That future controversy should not be erupted. What was said in the Parliament, I would request you that please tell your team to look at what BJP said in the Parliament Lok Sabha debate, para 684 to 691, 701 to 719. Uma Bharati in particular, then Member of Parliament, Honorable Member of Parliament, had talked, what will happen to Gyanvapi Majid? BJP lost that motion. By losing that motion, Gyanvapi Masjid is part of 91 Act.
No. The point is, tomorrow the BJP, which has a majority in Parliament, Mr. Owaisi, can repeal the Places of Worship Act. Right? At the end of the day, if you are only going to rely on the Places of Worship Act to establish control over existing masjids, or indeed the other side over other places of worship, it is subject to Parliament retaining the Places of Worship Act. If tomorrow Parliament chooses to repeal the Act, where does that leave you?
The Narendra Modi government can do anything unconstitutionally by the brute force which they have. But that is why I have said this will be a test case for the courts. Because now they will have to stand up, because it is the Supreme Court which said to the Muslims and to the country people and all our countrymen that 91 Act is basic structure of the Constitution, simple as that. That is why Muslims have an apprehension that we will lose another masjid as we lost the Babri Masjid. It started with Chabutra, then idols were placed surreptitiously, Muslims are not allowed to pray, pujas were allowed without Muslim side being heard, locks were opened. The Babri Masjid was demolished despite giving a commitment to the Supreme Court, makeshift temple, pujas are all makeshift temple, and the judgment comes and no one is not a single one is convicted. Where is an end to this nonsense? Please tell me. Tomorrow people are saying in your home state of Maharashtra and Mumbai that Haji Ali is not a dargah. So tomorrow should I go to the court and say I want to go and dig the Prime Minister residence because it is my belief that there is a masjid beneath the Prime Minister residence? Will you allow it?
Mr. Owaisi, 2 points. One is that there will be those listening to you who will say this is fear-mongering. That Mr. Owaisi is engaging in fear-mongering. Here, this is not a title suit in Kashi Vishwanath. It is only to allow right to access to worship. No, no, which is very different.
No, Rajdeep, listen to me. If it is not a title suit and wonder what right do you want to enter my masjid, please tell me. When title is decided in favor of me, what right that gives to anyone to enter my masjid, please tell me. The more the case that 91 Act should be applied, more the case that rule of law should be applied. What is this? When the title is not the issue, you want to walk into anyone's house and say, oh no, we have our Asta over there. More the case now.
No, they are saying right to access to worship, because while you can argue that tomorrow we can go and find out what's below the Haji Ali Dargah, what's below the Prime Minister's residence, the fact is that historically there is enough evidence. No, 1 minute. No, historically there is enough evidence to show that Aurangzeb did destroy a temple. Therefore, based purely on historical fact, not Astha, you can go tomorrow and say, give me right to access to worship.
Rajdeep, please hold on to your thoughts. I am showing you the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Let your viewers see this. Now, Swami Vivekananda says that Jagannath was an old Buddhist temple. Rajdeep, what would you do to it? Swami Vivekananda is saying that Jagannath was an old Buddhist temple. I can show you many scholars' work wherein Buddhist temples were changed. How did India, Bharat come into existence? Was it because of the Mughals came? No. 50,000 years ago, Africans came to India. 40,000 years ago, farmers from Persia, Iran came. People came from steppes. BJP and Sangh Parivar is presenting, oh no, it is only these Muslims, Arabs, Mongols. In India, apart from Adivasis and Dravidians, neither Rajdeep Sardesai, a Brahmin, belongs to India, neither Owaisi is an Indian. If that is the case, then
no, Mr. Owaisi,
where are we heading now?
No,
this is how Bharat came into existence.
No, that's the danger I concede when religious disputes are looked purely through a Hindu-Muslim conflict. That is very dangerous. I concede that.